Hey, John here, and we're in Donegal town. Just come off the ring road and we're heading into town proper. And the purpose of this visit is to find the workhouse and the famine graveyard associated. And I was looking for a DIY shop this morning, and I found, and I passed it down here. I passed the famine graveyard, so it's quite close. I haven't been in, so I don't know what we're going to see. It's marked, the famine burial ground is marked on the Ordnance Survey maps. Here, this on the right is the site of the former workhouse building, though they're still standing there at the entrance. And it's now a community hospital, so it became a district hospital after it was a workhouse. Do I go down here? Here. Okay, so it is signposted from the road and also Donegal Town FC. And okay, so it's in on the left. It's walled, decorative walling. Oh, it looks like there's maybe an original famine pot. Okay. Alright, so I'll head in. There's a white cross. There's some kind of a plaque or a memorial. I can go over there. So inside that wall section, and then a pot beyond, which are rare enough. Occasionally we've had people getting in touch saying, I have a pot, looks like it's 19th century and it's big, could it be a famine pot? But I think a lot of them, I asked a friend of mine, Shane Lehan, who knows his 19th century material culture, and he says a lot of those pots are are feeding pots from farms from 19th century. Wow, that's big. Alright, so they're showing how it would have been used. This is a famine pot, also known as a bracknawn pot. It was used to feed up to 800 people every day during the potato famine in Ireland. This was cast in a Northern England foundry and was distributed by the English government. Okay, alright, well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Look how big it is. This grass here on the outside looks like it was cut today, and they've left their little biodiversity section there. Very nice. In loving memory of those who died of hunger and disease in the Great Famine and were buried in the cemetery. Gwyn Vas ar Wintra a Quirifado Sorelic. And then a school community, Choctaw. Alright. This kind of crenellated wall effect. It's all sloping. There's some kind of cypresses or something planted in there. It's very well kept. The entrance is down the bottom, you go and have a look. And there's a plaque for 2016 in memory of all who participated and all chosen who died in the 1916 Easter Rising. So the association of 1916 with the famine, that's unusual, well, for me down south. Trying to see here, are we seeing trenches? There's, looks to me like there's hollows over there. Something running down the slope. Have a look. Kind of conscious. This is the first of the Ulster Workhouse graveyards, burial grounds I've been to. Somebody asked today, what do I mean burial ground versus graveyard? A graveyard is a burial ground that has a church associated, had a church on it, or church in ruins. So a lot of the graveyards we record, there's either a church in them or there's the ruins of a church in them. No church, no graveyard. A cemetery then is mostly post 1830, and it's a burial ground. There's no church, sometimes there's a mortuary chapel, but it was never designed to be a churchyard. I don't know what I'm seeing here. It could be that it's been filled. Do you know that it became more important to have the place looking nice than to have the original burial features? There's a mound that the cross is on. They've cut back all these trees. Birds above. Oh, there's a massive tree in there. What's that? What is that? Now that tree is older than the famine. That is huge. So if he's there, is it possible that there's some kind of burial context beneath us? And then all these firs or cypresses, whatever they are, were planted. The tree won't reveal itself. Here, this all looks filled. And then beyond, kind of here, the ground looked as if they had a bit of a pattern in it. The workhouse was over there, and if that workhouse, which it was, that was opened in the early 1840s, if they became overwhelmed and there were people from elsewhere in the county who were evicted or starved, in particular in 1847, ended up down here. If some of them died, then maybe if they were in the workhouse, they're buried in here. And yeah, there's a hint of a hollow just there. Maybe not a hollow as such, but some sort of, how do I draw this now? There. There's a hint of a pattern anyway. I'm not saying that's the shape, but that's what's catching my eye. And here in front, I don't know, there's a birch here. This back wall, what's that again? Okay, there's an old boundary. They put a lot of effort into that wall. I'm trying to see. Don't know for what reason I can't identify the tree. I don't know what it is. I guess deciduous, but it's hardly an elm, is it? A great big old surviving elm? Could it be? Anyway, and have we got anything under here? No. Well, there's nothing shouting out for me here anyway. The tree is stunning. I'll have to check the video later and see can I identify it. Have we any sort of a level platform? I know elsewhere we're seeing large kind of square or rectangular trench graves. Shorter ones that in my head I'm calling pit graves. Perhaps there were pit graves in here. Like what we saw yesterday was potentially a trench grave in Gart that was up to, that one was 15 metres long, the other one then was potentially up to 60 metres long. We ain't getting that here anyway. Trying to see, are we getting any kind of a depression in there? In that area there. There, but no, yeah, this visual thing I'm doing, it's really the first visit is just to give myself a sense, and I'll take notes from these videos, just to give myself a sense of what is turning up. They won't all be as straightforward as Garth yesterday, with the lovely deep ditch almost feature. I'm looking up high up at the trees as well, trying to see can I tell the species, but I just don't. It's not catching me. No. Is it that they planted a straight line because there was a straight line feature of the trees, I mean? Why were they masking that massive tree? It'd be interesting to talk to somebody local, which is always on my agenda when we're looking at these. Trying to see, is there a break of slope there? No. So here you can see the place is so well looked after. This cutting of the grass and all that, you know, this is significant in the local, the sense of place. It's an ash, and it's getting the dieback, isn't it, up at the top? I'd say, is he, I don't know, that ash, is he older than the Famine? Maybe not. Whereas that big lad who's in the background, he is. So she comes in level there. No. Not seeing anything. Alright, we'll have to do some more research and maybe talk to people who know. I'm going to leave her there now. Over and out. Slanish.